Okay.
and it has Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So any of those work. If you use this with the mount doesn't come with the remote control. So Astro-Physics sells, a fancy remote control. It's $800.
Okay.
It's pretty expensive. When I had this mount, I didn't buy a remote control. I didn't use it. Then I bought an 1100 used, and the guy gave me a remote control,
Okay.
so I have it now. But I wouldn't. And if you're just going to use it for imaging, you don't need a remote control.
Yeah, that's probably.
If you're using it for visual, both Sky Safari and even better Luminous are awesome apps on your phone that can control this mount beautifully through Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So you basically connect the phone to the Wi-Fi access point here.
So it's already there. Right?
It's already in here. Yeah. So you just the password is in the manual.
Okay.
It's basically the serial number of the mount.
Okay.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. But it's in the manual. I didn't change it. Yeah, so basically you load Luminous on your phone. Luminous, this mount has 5 different park positions.
Okay.
There are preset. And Luminous can control all 5. Sky Safari can only access one of them, Park 3.
Okay.
So Luminous is a little bit better
Alright.
for Astrophysics. So you use that, you connect to this via Wi-Fi, and then you point where you want to go. Then let's see. Oh yeah, motors and power pushes. Show you. So these are the motor cables,
Okay.
and they connect. So one thing that's nice about this mount is that you can do your through the mount cabling.
Okay.
Which is really convenient. What you do is the following. You basically, you can. This is the access point for the polarignment.
Okay. I see.
And this is also where you'll see. So the cables go through here. As you can see, this is all empty.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So what you do is, see,
Oh,
and then
so the cables go all the way out?
they have
here?
come out from here. From here. So this is where you're gonna have your buttons.
I see. Okay.
So here you can have cable. So what you'll do is you'll have, for example, the motor cable. This is the end that connects to this one. And then you'll have the short one connects to the RA.
Okay.
Right here. The deck goes through here, comes out, and it connects right here.
Okay.
Right? So you make it disappear inside the mount, bring it here, and there's your cable. The mount can split in 2 parts. I mean, I don't think it's particularly heavy.
Yeah.
Some people, I didn't even use to
Right.
take it out from the tripod. I kept it on. It's a pretty light mount.
Yeah.
It's really well made. But if necessary, it can be split. The other thing you can do, which I did, was I put, see these notches here?
Yeah.
I had one USB cable and one power cable coming through there and out of here.
Okay.
And so basically I brought my USB here so that the USB and the power didn't hang out and pull on the optics or anything. It's all right in here.
Okay.
And then your hub on the telescope, that's done, and everything is fixed.
Okay.
Something that's useful if you want to do something like that.
Uh-huh.
To get things, what will happen is the cables going through here will get in front of the optics of the polar alignment scope,
Uh-huh.
and it makes it hard to see. So one thing that's useful is you can put a little sheet of plastic, you know, I kind of like rolled it up,
Right.
and I put it so that the cables were squished against the wall.
Oh, I
here
see.
by that, you know, little.
Okay.
Basically, I put, you know, it was like a sheet of acetate or something like that. Just roll it into a cylinder, put it in, it expands, it pushes the cable out, and then you have a clear path for light to get from here all the way around.
Okay. Okay. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Full alignment scope. This is beautiful. I mean, this is the best polar alignment scope I've ever used. So it goes here. You slide it in. You get these thumb screws.
Okay.
And it goes on, right?
Right.
You can calibrate it. It's already pretty well calibrated. But if you do like a super precise polar alignment, you can move it to get it basically exactly right. Then if you use an app, you can take an app like there's one that has the one for astrophysics.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Basically, that has exactly the same. Yeah, this one, PS Align Pro.
Yeah, that's
right?
the one.
That's the one you have. So if you look at that, you'll find there's one of the possible scopes is the Astro-Physics one.
Okay.
So you'll just select the Astro-Physics polar scope, and then they'll give you exactly what you see in there.
I see.
And it's just a snap, and it's so quick. I mean, it's unbelievable how fast and precise it is. Super bright. So
there's
even before it's dark, you'll see Polaris.
Okay. Okay.
So you don't have to wait for dark to follow light.
Okay.
It's basically dusk, you know, just the sun has gone down. If you can kind of see it where it is, you know, when you squint,
Right.
you're good to go.
Okay.
Polar line, you're good to go.
Okay.
So this is really awesome.
Yeah, I like the height. It feels pretty much like an handle.
Yeah, well,
it's
that's
not
why
too
I like
long.
this 110.
Yeah.
That's exactly why. Again, you know, depending on, like, if you use a refractor for visual observation, this will be a little short, and then you maybe, you know, you can extend the legs.
Yeah.
But if you're imaging, I want to be as close to the ground as possible to stay out of the way.
Yeah, I have the eye up front tri-pier.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit flimsy.
Okay.
So I mean, I keep it. I don't even put it in. Like, you know, I don't take the legs off. I just keep it just set up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Eagle is beautiful. Again, it's expensive.
Yeah.
This is less than half the price of the Eagle.
Okay.
It's pretty steep.
Yeah.
The shaft.
Okay. Nice.
Make sure that you use the safety.
Oh, right.
The weights in.
C11 should go on it, right? Without
what?
issue. C11, the Celestron.
Yeah, because it's pretty short.
Yeah. I've only done planetary with C11.
Yeah. For planetary, absolutely. I mean, I've put, just for visual, I put a V plug, 12-inch on this one with these weights.
Okay.
I would image like that.
Yeah.
For visual, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then for polar alignment, these are incredibly precise. This is your azimuth, elevation, altitude. That's about it.
Yeah, so I think the main thing is the through mount cabling.
One more thing before I forget. So there's two ways to balance the mount. You have the rough balance, like this, right? You get it roughly right. And then one thing you can do, you have to be careful with this. So this version of the mount, this is the last version they made. They had these spring-loaded worms. So you hold this, especially with the optics on. Release it all the way. Don't let it drag. Don't let the gear drag on the teeth.
Okay.
And now this is completely free.
Okay.
The balance that you can get like this is accurate to the gram. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Okay.
There's absolutely no friction.
I see.
Right?
So basically, I just
You just go and go all the way back.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
go halfway because you
Okay,
will
that's a good point.
break the teeth over the
Yeah,
worm
yeah,
and
yeah.
you'll damage the
That's a
worm.
good point.
Okay. Now the other thing to remember, if you do this, do it only when these teeth are when the marks are aligned. Because if you reset it down here, you've completely screwed up the periodic error correction. Because
Okay.
you're now in completely different teeth.
Oh, I see.
So you want to go back exactly the same tooth. So what you do is you kind of feel it. You feel the engagement. Come here, right?
Yeah.
You'll feel where it engaged.
Okay.
I'll hold it. You feel the engagement.
Yeah, yeah.
So you then that's where you know you got it. And so you just make sure that you get it just right. You get those teeth to set in, and boom. It's
Okay.
beautiful, right? Just don't let it rake because it will.
Right.
Because it's brass.
Yeah,
Right? The
yeah.
gears are brass, so they will definitely get some there.
So that's the for the
And same for this over here.
okay.
For this one, right? So exactly the same
Same
idea.
way. Okay.
Yep.
And then these are the notches.
And then you get
Okay.
When you transport the mount, I like to transport it with the clutches loose, so
Okay.
that if you hit a bump or something,
Right,
you're
right,
not
right.
hitting the.
Yeah. So
The
these
worm.
are the I
These
guess
are the
locks
clutches.
for the
That's
clutch.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
But the clutches you can use, you know, like you're not releasing the worm, so these can rotate. You can do whatever you want. You're not losing your periodic error.
Okay. Okay.
But if you release the worm and then connect it back somewhere else, you've lost
Right.
synchronization with which tooth is
Yeah.
which.
So
that's
do you like go through the DEC learning?
So the DEC is already loaded in the CP4.
Okay.
And it's
Okay.
good.
Okay.
I don't think you need to do anything about that.
Okay,
You just
good.
use it.
All right.
If you see that you start seeing a little bit that you know, like this mount natively is about plus or minus 3 arc seconds.
Oh wow. Okay.
Peak to peak is less than 7 arc seconds.
Nice.
Or, you know, per
Okay.
error. And it's nothing.
Yeah.
With the correction, you're down to plus or minus 1 or less
Wow,
than that.
okay.
It's
Right.
it's well made. I mean,
Yeah,
these
yeah.
outfits are just gorgeous.
Yeah.
With PHT2 with an FSQ 106 on this one, that's what I used it for. On a good night, decent scene, you know, like you're at 0.4 arc second,
Okay.
RMS, 0.5,
Yeah,
stuff's
yeah.
moving.
Okay.
You track really well.
Right,
Just like I use an FLI 16200,
Okay.
and so and I shoot primarily narrow band.
Right.
So I'm typically taking half-hour cells, and they're round star, nice and tight.
Right.
You know, I mean, obviously, if you were to do that with a C11, that's a
Right,
different
yeah,
story.
yeah.
But with your TAW 130.
Yeah.
Oh, great. That's exactly what this is for. Can't think of anything else. Oh yeah, one last thing. Power. Do you use a power pole?
You mean the Anderson?
Yeah.
No.
I would recommend you consider switching to the. So this one comes natively with power poles.
Okay.
And then there's a. You know, you can convert that to this one.
I see.
I really like the power poles. I mean, they just
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
robust. They work well. They can pull quite a bit of current through them. But regardless, you have both.
Right.
You can go there, or you can use this one.
Okay.
And
And the power also
And
goes.
the power also goes right here.
Yeah. The control.
Here.
Yeah. Okay.
12 volt DC.
I see.
And then motors. These are the two ones that you will use.
Okay.
And if you have a keypad, the keypad goes here.
And this you don't need, right?
No.
Right. Okay.
manuals.
Okay.
And there's also a DVD in there with the manuals on DVD.
Okay.
There's a serial cable there sometimes, like for firmware upgrades, you can do that through the serial connection. So the first one is the Mach1 manual.
Okay.
And then this one is for the
control board. Yeah. Okay.
I didn't put them out in the phone because I wanted to give it.
Yeah. No, that's good.
This is if you have to ship it. This is the original foam.
Okay.
Hard foam.
Nice.
Like shape.
Okay.
Exactly for that. It's just to get. Even the boxes are.
You basically need to
flip it
zero
on
it
the
out.
side.
Okay.
Yeah, it always takes me 10 minutes to figure out the orientation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then these are all the counterweights.
Okay.
So there's four 14-pound, two in each box.
Okay.
This is a 14-pound. I'll show you one thing. For the 14 pounds, in order to put it back in the box, I had to take the
Okay.
So you have your, that's that. And in here, there should be a spring. Yeah. Yeah.
The seat off.
Take the gloves off so this comes. Alright. So back here.
Be careful not to drop it. Good thing you mentioned that because I might not have
that's why I wanted
realized
to show you. Alright, so you have the brass pin that goes into the spring. Okay.
So the pointy end goes in.
That's right, so there it goes into the spring. This one goes in.
Okay.
And it slides into the shaft here. So for the 130, so one thing you want to do, and the manual describes this well, when you balance your telescope, use more weight rather than less.
Okay.
And keep the weights as close to the top as possible.
Okay.
So
Okay.
typically what I'll do is I'll put a bunch of 14s and then I'll leave the skinny ones at the bottom that I use for fan balancing.
Okay.
And all the 14s are going to be all stacked right up here. So you
Okay.
keep that moment of inertia as little
Right.
as possible. And the motors immediately can control the mount really quickly.
Okay.
Because if you have all the weights down here, it's like a giant pendulum.
Yeah.
Right? So the
Okay.
motors really
I see.
take a lot longer to move the mount when you
Okay.
want to do corrections.
Okay.
In
That's a good point. I never thought about it.
and again, that's all described in the manual as well.
Okay.
They kind of tell you.
Yeah. It's like everyone else, you know, you don't read the manual until you have issues. So
I leave the spring in
now
there.
the spring can go anywhere, right? The spring is there a right end that goes first? Okay.
Just this one will go into
Yeah.
the spring. Will seat into the spring, and so they'll tell
Okay,
you which way you
okay.
want it to go. And so there's this one, and then in the big boxes there are one has so this box has two weights.
Okay.
Same idea. Yeah. The other box has one big and one small box inside.
Okay.
But they're stacked. There are two here. And this one has, at the bottom, it has the 14, and up
nine.
here it has the small one.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
See?
Got it.
So they're all in their individual boxes. If you transport the weights, make sure that there's no leverage on the
Oh, I see.
knob, because
Okay.
they will snap.
I see.
So I don't always carry all these. I mean, when I move the mount, I try to stuff the weights under seats and that.
Right.
Just make sure they're flat. There's nothing that pushes against it.
Okay.
Because they're heavy and
Yeah. Usually, I also like to transport them in a box,
Yeah.
in a foam. So
That works.
yeah. It's only when, the night when you're dismantling.
Yeah, you get tired.
Yeah.
Get slow.
All right, man. That's awesome. That's